There is a new crisis at our border, but this time the numbers surging in an area way off the media news radar. It's the northern border, where the numbers of migrant encounters with Border Patrol agents are spiking. Border Patrol announcing this week that the number of migrants crossing illegally at just one sector of the northern border, coming from Canada into the United States, has, quote, reached historic highs, soaring 846%. Now, in total, across the entire northern border, there were more than 109,000 encounters with migrants attempting to cross into the U.S. last year. That's a fourfold increase from 2021. And the numbers have already more than doubled so far this year compared to the same time last year. The U.S. Customs and Border Patrol's Swanton sector, as it's known, an area covering New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and whose patrol area stretches from Ogdensburg, New York to Beecher Falls, Vermont. Officials there saying that despite temperatures in that area reaching lows of -4, the monthly number of encounters for January skyrocketed. Agents saying they're seeing more and more families like this one with an 8-month-old baby, 2-year-old toddler trying to cross in sub-zero weather. Many now flying into Canada to try to cross into the United States. So if we're going to talk about the possibility of drugs or terrorists coming into this country, we've got to talk about Canada as well. Border Patrol agents in the north apprehending migrants from Guatemala to Ecuador, Romania. But it appears the majority of those crossing illegally into the U.S. are still coming from Mexico. They're still Mexicans. That's apparently because of the Title 42 restrictions that are still turning away Mexican nationals at the southern border more than any other nationality. In fact, Mexicans make up more than 60% of all the expulsions. Now, earlier I spoke to Ron Vitiello, former deputy director and acting director of ICE under President Donald Trump, and former Border Patrol chief of that Swanton sector. Thanks very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. I'll admit that I didn't realize what a significant issue the northern border has become. Is it easier to cross from the north?
I guess marginally it's a little bit easier. You have the same kind of concerns that you do on the southern border. The level of staffing on the northern border is much lower because the volume has always been much lower. The threats exist. We still have risks up there. When I was the chief in Swanton in 2005, we monitored this problem. We saw people from Mexico flying into Canada because the visa threshold to get into Canada is a bit lower than it is in the United States. And so people elect that route in. But it's very dangerous. It's dangerous for the people who live on that border. It's dangerous for the country because you're not sure what kinds of threats could enter that pipeline. And it's also very dangerous for the people who are in that pipeline, right? The extreme weather, unfamiliar territory, they obviously not going to speak the language. And so that's a big problem for even the people that are in the pipeline. It's a dangerous scenario. And then again, like what happens on the southwest border, when agents are dedicated to saving people in the tundra or getting them into the system to put them in docket control, what they call processing or booking, that means they're not out looking for organized crime smugglers. They're not out, saving us from the fentanyl that's coming across. And so it's a problem. It's a difference in volume on the southwest border, but the threats are real and they're the same.
And let's talk about the Swanton sector, which you mentioned, that we showed the geographical area that it covers. When you heard there's been an 846% increase, were you surprised?
No, because we have set out a set of conditions with the policy of migration in the United States, illegal migration. We've had the secretary talk about how he's not going to make a target out of people who cross the border illegally. So what does that mean? If you cross the border illegally and you make it into the United States, then ICE is not going to be looking for you. In fact, they're prohibited for looking for people while they're in the country. And so we've set a signal out to people who want to come into this country and live on this economy. And not all of them were coming for economic reasons. We know this, right? DHS was created in the aftermath of 9/11 because people took advantage of our lax immigration policies in a number of ways. This is another example of that. It is a threat to us. And they've obviously, the signal's out, right? Organized crime is going to be involved in this. The people that smuggle drugs in that area are going to be involved in this. And again, everybody's at risk, not just at the immediate border, but because we don't know the kind of traffic that's going to come across that border. Yeah. We don't know who's in that pipeline.
And I guess, thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.